I've hit record so that we don't need to deal with that.
Okay.
Thanks for doing this show. Really wonderful. Thank you.
You are welcome. I hope you enjoy it.
I am enjoying it very much.
Awesome. And monitoring with the safety layers that they've put in, which I completely agree with. I have to monitor the waiting room because that's not optional anymore.
Yeah.
Shut my office door.
That's a good idea.
It's so lovely to see all of you people joining in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad, Deb, you were able to join us this week.
We've got just about 2 minutes and we'll get started. So hang tight, everybody.
And while you're waiting, please note the dates on your calendar for the upcoming Creative Problem Solving Institute virtual edition, June 8th to the 26th. This has a very slow feed in. Emily, I'm going to go out on a limb and make you co-host so that you could monitor our chat room.
That's a good idea. I co-sign that idea, whether or not Emily does.
Emily, let me know if that's a problem.
All right, we ready? Hi, everybody, and welcome. My name is Missy Carvin.
And I'm Beth Slazak.
And we want to thank you for joining the Creative Education Foundation's webinar series, Creativity Connections. Today, we are working on keeping your creative tools sharp. The purpose of this webinar series is to use some creative solutions to empower us. These are new times that call for different ways of working, and we want to help you use deliberate creativity to connect in new ways with your life. Please make sure that you're muted, and if you have any concerns or questions, please take advantage of the chat box. And to start us off, we have a question for this week, which is, what's a system, either new or expanded, that you have put into place recently? So think about that for just a second. What's a system that you have put into place? Go ahead and enter that into the chat. I know for myself, my whole family is relying very heavily on color-coded schedules and checklists. So a system of schedules and checklists that are also pretty to look at.
Since I don't have any homeschooling kids that I need to deal with, my focus has turned towards my house, and we now have a new food storage system. We are almost have eliminated all of the plastic food storage and going to glass.
And I'm seeing several in the, I like virtual happy hours. That's a good system to put into place. And online teaching platforms. So yeah, we've talked in the past few webinars about who you're working with, home or teams, how you approach challenges, and just a sneak peek, but next week we're going to talk about what you might do after you've worked on a challenge with someone else or yourself. This week we'd like to give you some tools to use on your challenges.
So creativity tools are like regular tools. You use them when something is hard. I've done a lot of projects around my house, and I've needed specific tools for each job. Screwdriver, drill, saw, hammer. I needed the tools because I don't have the ability to make precise holes in a metal door frame or to pound a nail in the wall with my bare hands. The tools made the job doable, and the same is true for creativity tools. If I feel like I'm out of fresh ideas, I can pull up a tool for ideation. If I need to make a solution better before I act on it, I can find a development tool to use. Any tools are just designed to ease the use for the project.
So we're going to work on a couple different tools today and offer some suggestions for how you might use them in a few different ways. The first tool is called SCAMPER, and it stands for substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to other uses, eliminate, or rearrange. So really it's a 6 or 8 tools, however many letters there are in that word, that you can use any one or combination of to help with ideation or problem generation. So we've got some examples from different domains. For example, home. At home, you have to do chores. So to substitute, you might substitute mop socks for a broom. Combine, sponge soaked in vinegar to wash the microwave. You disinfect the sponge and you clean the microwave at the same time. So that's a 2-for-1. Adapt. You could get workout credit for cleaning. I always set my watch to mixed cardio when I start vacuuming, and that way I'm adapting my workout to cleaning and cleaning to my workout. Modify by reassigning chores by ability and interest. Eliminate. Really, that comes down to clutter when it comes to chores. Would you really need one more tchotchke in your house? And rearrange, you could rearrange anything, but rearrange books according to color or author's last name, rearrange the cups in the cup drawer. Any kind of rearranging will work. For distance learning, a different domain, you can use SCAMPER to help talk about characters in a book. For instance, how would this story turn out if you substituted Charlotte for Harriet the Spy? Or how would this math problem be different if you rearrange the functions by the order of operations? Or how would the Revolutionary War turn out differently if you eliminate France's help? Again, any one piece of the tool works. You don't have to use all 8 letters in one go.
We've also done it for personal challenges. One of the easiest ways to explain it is tacos. So substitute beans for meat. Combine cheese and salsa, especially if you have shorter people at your dining table. It makes it easier for them to put that on. Adapt for a lower calorie recipe by making chicken, or gluten-free by corn shells. Modify it by turning it into an egg scramble, breakfast for dinner. Eliminate the shell completely. You've got a taco salad. Or rearrange And instead of having a shell, have a lettuce leaf as your shell, your base, and put all the things on. So what else could you possibly do to scamper tacos? Add those into the chat.
I love seeing your ideas.
Another way to use Scamper, of course, is at work. Oops. Sticky challenges. You can adapt. And I know you can, because that is all you have been doing for the past 6 weeks now, is adapting. You can rearrange, like, your work schedule now. Maybe emails happen at 8 p.m. because at 9:30 in the morning, you're dealing with students or other things going on. Scamper is a wildly valuable tool because it incorporates kind of 7 tools in one. And anytime you readjust these, if you get stuck, this gives you a different view of what your challenge is, and can give you lots and lots of different ideas.
There is a lovely little thread happening in the chat about dessert tacos right now. I'm using crepe shells, crepes for the taco shell, and chocolate and Greek yogurt.
Are my people.
Right now I'm really feeling like a crepe taco shell with some strawberries and chocolate sauce and a little Greek yogurt on top is something that might be happening in my house later today.
And it's tacos, so it's dinner.
And it's tacos. So our second tool is called Word Dance, and it's used to help generate new challenge statements or combine disparate ideas. It works by writing one sentence and then identifying the subject, the verb, and a modifier, so the adjective or the adverb. And then you generate a list of alternative nouns, verbs, and modifiers. When you have a long list of alternatives, you dance them around to come up with new options. We are doing this with fewer options just because space and time, but you really do want to get a long list of alternatives. We're going to start with an example from the work domain to show how this tool works. The challenge is that some members of another team that we have to work with have got outdated training, which makes it more difficult for our team to operate. We end up spending a lot of time redoing work that they did old current. Our initial challenge statement is, how might we ensure team members have current training? Our noun is team members, our verb is ensure, and our modifier is current.
So we'd like you to share, and we're going to scribe live, working on this together. So some different words for team members. And I'll start us off with employees. And Missy, if you could read the chat.
I can. So go ahead and stick your alternative or team members in the chat. Family, colleagues, friends.
All right, I'm going to stop you there because we have a couple spaces.
Oh my gosh, they were fast.
Yeah. And my mouse got all cranky on me.
All right. So our work peeps, that's a cute one. So what are some synonyms for our verb, which is ensure? For instance, mine might be guarantee, support, provide, scaffold. There are some great ones in here. You guys are very fast.
And some synonyms for current. So I'll start us off with recent. And share some different
modern,
ones.
Essential, up to date, timely. One is fun.
Ooh, I like that. So we've got, and you can see we could be collecting lots of these. We just, for the sake of time, we like to keep these little webinars short. We've got a good selection here.
So, I've lost my place. Now we can mix and match and find new challenge statements. So we started with how might we ensure that team members have current training? We could do how might we guarantee that employees have recent training, or how might we support family members with up-to-date training, or how might we scaffold our work peeps with recent training. So we can play with them, move them around, and it opens up new pathways for thinking about the challenge.
Other ways to use this could be around your home. So one we got was, how might we keep our house clean? This is a challenge with lots of people always in the house now, and
they don't go anywhere.
Don't leave. Also, this has always been a challenge. People in my house put things down and not away, and that's not the same thing. So we could be our family, could be aliens, our people. Keep could be contain, hold on to, retain. Clean could be not messy, cleansed, sparkling. A bunch of different ideas, and we can just pick the ones and pick more than one. We could make multiple ones, but how might our people contain the messes in our house? Another place we could use this is in our personal life. So how to prevent my clothes from shrinking, which is a real challenge nowadays. I did see a cartoon that said, make sure that you air your clothes out regularly, because hidden in your closet, they tend to shrink over this time. It has nothing to do with the ice cream that we eat nightly. So let's look at prevent and clothes and shrinking. Prevent, how to ensure, how to protect. Stop, clothes could be your garments, shirts, body coverings. Shrinking, getting smaller, miniaturizing, getting little. And again, you just pick some things that give you a different view of your challenge. So how to protect my body coverings from miniaturizing.
Now it sounds like armor.
Yeah.
So you can also use this tool for combining ideas to come up with new thinking. For example, distance learning, we would start with something like, learners should have supplies and a schedule, right? This is what we think we need. And so then we start to pixelate that out a little bit. So supplies could be tools or implements or ingredients. And instead of a schedule, we could have order or pattern or timekeeping. So then we end up mixing and matching and coming up with something like, learners should have tools and a pattern to follow, which is a little more accessible for some learners and some at-home teachers. In the work area, to be successful, we need meetings and coffee breaks, which sounds like a very traditional sort of way of working. So instead of meetings, we could have gatherings or a tete-a-tete or check-ins. And for coffee breaks, for me personally, that would be a life force giving moment. But we could also have pauses or walks outside. And we could end up in a place like, to be successful, we need check-ins and pauses, which might suit our new virtual world a little bit more easily, where meetings are difficult and coffee breaks are literally just stand up from your desk and refill your mug.
Both these tools just give different views of how to tackle your challenge. So we're going to include a word dance worksheet in this week's webinars recordings on our website. And we'd like to encourage you to do a word dance challenge. You can do it at a work meeting or with your family or by yourself even. Our takeaways this week: use Scamper for work, for issues, for activities. It's a bunch of tools that help you look at what you are used to seeing in a different way. And use word dance for new thinking, for new pathways into your challenge. Share your new system or your new practice on our Facebook page and hashtag Creativity Connections.
And we'd like to remind you to please sign up for virtual SIPSI in June if you haven't yet. The Creative Problem Solving Institute is going virtual. We have more than 35 webinars. I see actually some of our presenters on this webinar right now, spread over 3 weeks in the month of June. You can check out www.cpsi-SIPSI-conference for more information and how to register. And there's my homeschooler.
We'd like to thank the entire Creative Education Foundation community, and especially we'd like to thank you all for tuning in. It's a lot more pleasurable to do this for people. And finally, a special thanks to Emily, who's our producer for the week, who really makes it easy for us to do all the other things. Also, we love your feedback. We love your ideas. So please share with us. Keep those messages coming. And keep
connecting creatively. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.